I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We'd like to welcome Delphin Squared to the show. Hi, Delphin.
Hello. How's it going, Dick? What do you usually call your folks? To be honest,
Listeners.
listeners. Hello there, listeners.
Yep.
Well, my name is Delphin Squid, wanderer of the VTuber world or sphere, whatever you want to call this universe.
How long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been wandering here and there. I mean, actually, I've not seen through my history, but definitely have been around for the majority of the YouTube scape at the very least.
Mm. Yeah, so you've been doing the content creation for a little while, huh?
Got a bit of a long breaks here and there, but you know how it is.
Yeah, I do. What brought you to VTubing? What was the catch for you?
What was the kid? Well, we're jumping right into it, huh? Well, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm not too sure if anyone has actually. No, I'm pretty sure some of the people that I interacted with already kind of know about it. But I do actually kind of start off with like being a fan of VTubing
Mm-hmm.
ever since the good old C days.
Yes.
In a way,
Yeah.
I mean, I think literally. And no one actually expected, but the very first video that was introduced to was a certain mustache video of a certain shark that happened to get a full combo
Mm-hmm.
on stream. Anyway,
And
yeah,
then you were hooked.
kind of. I mean, the entirety of the myth generation is like kind of my bullshit at this point. So
Well, I can't blame you there. They're very entertaining
yeah.
folks, and it's one of the things I really enjoy about VTubers. I mean, I'm a lot older than anybody I've interviewed so far, but I've enjoyed
Mhm.
video gaming. I've enjoyed content creating and that sort of thing for a long time. But all of you VTubers have different backgrounds and different stories and different talents. It's just fun to hear from everybody. Have you been always somebody who wanted to kind of perform in front of people?
Uh, Honestly, not really. I just really the kind of guy that like to share like cool
Hmm.
stuff with like people. Like the old days where like you would see a group of men just making fun of one another in Gary's mod or uh I'm trying to think of what else. And then the cool moments of like Battlefield top tens and like all the editing that they have put together.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the old Battlefield it is like I'm old enough to remember playing Modern Warfare 2 at the computer shop while my dingy old not laptop, but my dingy old computer can't even touch that game. So
Oh well, you want to talk about old? You want to talk about old? I'm old enough to remember
yeah.
when I played Pong at home. We actually had
Gosh, I mean
at
I
Pong.
am I'm young enough to remember like this old Windows mode that brings you to DOS
Yes.
mini game before even Mario Party exists. You get to play like this rapid fire. No, even before WarioWare exists, this rapid fire like the Windows DOS mini games that you get to play, and
Hmm.
you only get like 3 tries to get through that.
Yep.
I don't even remember where exactly that game came from, but dang.
Oh man, it was the Wild West back then. You could
Oh
you,
yeah.
you get a lot of different stuff coming up. But what you didn't have was the type of series and depth that you have now. I don't think because now you can still get the simpler type games and enjoy yourself with them. but you can also get into some really deep ones, and
Oh
and
yeah.
and it'll just center you in a hurry. Which games do you like to play on the net when you're streaming?
Mm, Nowadays it's just exploring the depths of the storytelling of some. I would They are considered gacha games in a way, but I do actually just consider them like, hey,
Hmm.
it is a game that has a lot of storytelling. That's why one of my titles in my VTubing career is like I'm just a story seeker. I look for stories in a
Mm,
way.
yeah. So you like the ones that have the long payouts, nothing that's like do the puzzle and win type of things.
Well, depends. Unless you bring me into a world of action,
Mm,
and then you have me fight 100 waves of enemies at the same time. I'll be trying to find like the cool stuff
mm,
back there. But I mean, definitely just exploring the stories and so not at the level of just the visual novels
mm,
that they usually have in Japan
right.
or like the Telltale games in a way. I
Yeah.
mean, still you can't get around the decision stuff that they actually have.
Right. Right. But so
It
what?
is just like two sides. I really want to find
Hmm.
the cool stuff
Yeah.
in a way. And I really want to look at the stories that game developers have actually weaved out.
Mm, okay. So would you rather play like a dungeon crawler type game or a visual novel where you kind of are herded toward the end and there's only basically one outcome no matter what you do?
Visual novels, huh?
Hmm, that's
I
cool.
mean, if you don't count, if I'm not too sure. Well, I guess technically there are visual novels that does tap into more action and stuff,
Hmm.
but I'll say I like a bit of a mix of both because I don't want to be on my seat just fiddling thumbs and just reading through tons of text because then I got a limit with how my throat can go.
Yeah, yeah. It sooner or later you end up really just reading the novel rather than playing the game sometimes. With
They'll be like, you rather be in an outdoor activity in school
mm,
compared to like sitting in a library reading Harry Potter novels.
oh no, no, I want to be outside being really bad at sports. And luckily I did.
Yeah, yeah.
When I was a kid, I was really bad at sports, so that really helped out a lot.
But honestly, anything of strategy is going to be like brain fried moments in a
Oh
way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The a lot of the earlier games for the computer were um, story-driven dungeon crawling type games where you didn't really have a whole lot of different endings, but you had a lot of different ways to get there. Um, are visual novels kind of going that way now?
I think visual novels are just being visual novels in a way. I mean, do you guys see a semblance of it in a lot of the mobile games
Mm,
nowadays?
yeah.
I'm I mean, you can talk about the action kinds like Fate Stay Night and whatnot, but
Mm,
it come down to it. Even a bunch of the it depends on how much they actually put. They don't. I doubt anyone nowadays who want to just spend hours of time just getting into like a war of text,
right.
just getting around. But hey, that's the fun about visual novels is that you don't exactly get the war text like you going through like I just threw up, for example, the Harry Potter stuff, which is like you're just reading through the entire thing in a way. You want to be in this, you want to be able to experience in this world in a way. And I guess there'll be people that really enjoys just being able to visualize the
Yeah.
world instead of getting involved into the world. It's like a kind of like comparison between Fate Stay Night, and I guess a more common example would be hmm. Trying to think what other games could come in mind because big grand order doesn't exactly fit that narrative.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It's like the games I like to do it is, and I'm not good at them, but I still like them. Is like Fallout New Vegas. I mean, you had a lot of places to explore, and you got to be part of a storyline and things. And it is a story, but you can also change the outcome by doing all sorts of different things. Um,
mhm.
there were different parts that contributed to the end, and it just seemed to be that type of a perfect game to do that with. Um, I don't know if I could go for the straight up starting off a game and knowing exactly the path I have to take to get to the end. Now I'll cheat during a game. There's there's
Yeah, when you come think about it, potentially, I mean, there are a lot of visual novels that just go hard on the story
uh,
in itself. No action whatsoever, but you do make decisions here and there.
hmm
I think a very good example was the creator. Well, I've forgotten what his name is, but the one who created the visual novels like Clannad and
hmm
like shows stories like that. They
right.
definitely have like a lot of like these little choices they
Mm,
actually have that you can make in the game. Like, hey, this will lead up to like a funny moments that you can get a laugh at while experiencing a story. Or you can actually choose like, hey, which I mean obviously for visual novels most of the thing is like romance. So you get to choose whatever goes you want to go with kind
yeah,
of deal.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. It does.
I'm not really into too much about that. I'm more like, and I finally thought of a game that comes to mind, and that would be a perfect like mix. I mean, I play Zelda Zone Zero all the time,
Yes.
to be honest,
Oh
but
yeah.
a perfect mix of like visual novel like experience
hmm
and a bit of action in.
Yeah.
And it's got to be something like the Persona games because you get to experience the lives of like you get to explore the world and you get to explore the different characters
hmm
around your avatar character,
Right. Right.
and then it's like you also get into not just developing relationships but fighting with them. Deal.
You know, just that, not just straight up fighting. You have to make decisions and and influence the storyline that way. That seems to be more fun for me.
Yeah.
I can get in there and slug and lose with anybody. My thumbs aren't
Oh,
nearly as
that's what the
fast as they used to
actions.
be, but they're yeah. I'd like to have a little bit more of meat with the potatoes. Um, have
Hmm.
have something to go along with. I'm not. I don't, It's a very tough balance to make, isn't it, in a game? Because you tend to get one that's a little bit more heavy on one side than the other. Has that the have you actually stopped doing games because it wasn't that type of balance?
Mm, I think there'll be a couple of games that I actually stopped
hmm
like playing in a way because it just got like it's more so about not so much about the experience of the story, but more so like the gameplay style they actually chose to get around with. Like I mean I'm very much a experienced in like turn-based style um gameplay. You know,
Right.
I've been playing Pokemon since the very beginning, unless you actually count out the fourth generation.
Yes.
But if you actually give me like a repetitive, I guess anything that actually just do not make you feel satisfying would be kind of what
hmm
I get to. But if the story is good enough, I don't mind actually just checking into it.
Yeah.
It
Well,
is kind of like why I don't really delve into like Telltale games
right.
and stuff like that because obviously it's really hard to get in, and it is I wouldn't say really hard to get into stuff, but it's like the whole idea of like whatever you do, you lose something
Mm,
in a way.
yeah. Yeah,
no matter what kind of path you actually choose to go with.
yeah. You gain things, but you also lose things in the process. And well, I
Hmm.
mean, I guess you do that a bit with the Pokemon, right? I mean, you have to choose. You have to
Oh
choose
gosh,
which.
you get me started with Pokemon. The idea of like, hey, you kids should go along and do your own stuff, and then like they are just taking care of the cool stuff, like fighting against the legendary. It's such a cop out. Like, there's a reason why I don't really like certain versions and
Yeah,
certain generations because they just go ahead with like this kind of cop out. Uh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess technically it's like when you come to think about it, the one closest to my ideal like favorite Pokemon game would be like Sun and Moon. You just have like different characters fighting against all the different bosses all around the region, and it's
Mhm.
like, hey, we can see that one. Why can't you do it in later games as well?
The
uh,
building of a group though is very important too in those games, isn't it?
mm,
I mean, you don't want all water to go up against something. You want to spread it out, but you also have to weigh out to if you take one character out and replace it with the other one, you're going to gain in a certain area, you're going to lose in other areas, and it's a very much a team building type of game. I don't know if there's any other game that's really like that, or even even with as many games that try to be a little bit like it. There's nothing that really captures that other than Pokemon.
yeah, I mean, there is a very old game that still have yet to actually touch on stream, and it's an old game that I get to play, but it is technically for console,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something called Grandia 2.
Mm.
And this game has in itself a character that I mean a little bit of spoiler alert. You can develop this character so much that the moment when you get to a point where you have to lose the character, it's like and there's nothing else you can actually do about it. It's kind of like, huh, they spend so much time on this character and only for to have them uh just how do I make this non-spoilery?
Well, you end
But
up you
anyway, they permanently just you can't recruit them after that.
well,
Let's just put it that way.
yeah. Let's just use that as a non-spoiler spoiler. But
I
like
mean, that's the same thing for like saying like how in Power Rangers Galaxy you have like this ranger that just got themselves
hmm,
killed, and then they have like, hey, there is this other character that can fill in the role of the particular ranger. I'm sure some fans of Power Rangers probably know what I'm talking about.
oh yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Those folks who are fans of things like Power Rangers know exactly that sort of thing. It's hard to get past. If
They
you're
develop this character so much, and
yeah,
then you suddenly just lose them. What the heck am I supposed to use the? Uh,
yes.
I don't even have resources to actually develop my other characters anymore.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, okay, if someone plays like a Nuzlocke, I mean that sounds like that. I mean you build up all your characters and then they die and they're dead.
Oh yeah.
Have you tried that one?
And then you gotta spend like what 2 hours just to grind up the character
Oh
and
yeah.
the
Have you tried one of
party
those?
members that can
Have you?
actually have not.
Oh, so
Like I kind of want to delve into it, but I don't want to actually just sit on my game and then just let me just go ahead and press the reset button. uh,
yeah. I said, "Oh, that didn't get what I wanted, so let's start over again." Yeah,
yeah.
I'm all for that. Yep. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. That's the old pro wrestling thing. Um, so what games have you wanted to play, but you haven't been able to do it yet online?
Oh my gosh. I definitely have a mecha game actually uh on my to playlist to
Hmm.
actually delve into.
What type of mecha game?
Well, there are a couple of games that I definitely have checked out in the past.
Hmm.
We have got like a couple games that trying to think what else. What was it that actually? Oh yeah, there it is. There is a at least one game that is kind of coming out. That is called Mega Break, and it's something that my local community have actually introduced to me with,
Hmm.
and that's led me to like checking out several of the other mega games that they have. Like recently, I have definitely picked up on. I am trying to actually find this on my Steam library. I can't
Just
even find it.
don't don't
Uh,
worry about the library
Wait
shuffling in
a
the
second.
background.
The name that is. I heard so much good things about this game. I've seen a couple of VTubers. What did I say? It's VTubers. Okay. It's called Armored Core Fires and Rubicon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's definitely one of the games that is on my play list. I got introduced to this by a fellow VTuber,
Mm,
actually.
mm. So
I mean, I think before they actually mentioned that it's called dual leveling. They actually played this game in particular.
mm,
And that came out last year. I'm kind of like a late bird where I'm like waiting for games that
right.
actually comes out on sale.
Well, I don't blame you there.
And yeah,
I mean, that's what I do. That's what I do with food. I'm going to do it with my games too.
true.
I'm not going to buy any bread until it's on sale. If I do that with
Uh,
with a loaf of bread, I'm going to do it with a $60 video game for crying out loud.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is very true.
Well, the
I think at the very least though, like they might share of like mega games in a way. Like there is one where it's like a robot that can transform into a hovering police car
mm,
and can actually have different kinds of weapons.
oh, that'd be cool.
And gosh, I definitely want to see if I can actually get back in this.
Hmm.
There's so many like everyone talks about games that are on console, that is on portable.
Right.
I'm the kind of guy that really likes to like look at the games that I used to play in the past. Like I try to think. I don't think Metal Fatigue is well. That is a strategy game that
Yeah.
I actually used to play.
Yeah.
But Metal Fatigue is one of those games that I want to get back into. I'm trying to figure out what exactly is a police game that I have, which has like this crowd control where I had to deal with like a bunch of
Oh.
rebel mobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It also has a versus mode that I get to play with like a lot of people. People talk about, and not many people actually experience this kind of game, to be honest. But hey, it's a fun one,
Yeah.
and funny enough, it's actually made by EA back
Oh.
in the day
Oh, EA Sports.
when EA is good
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until they actually gone to well, where they went.
Oh, yeah. Well, every time I hear EA, I think Madden football. So it's in
I
the game.
don't even know that. Well, yeah, there is that, and then there is like, is Football Manager still around?
I think it is, but you know,
Uh, I like
I
to
see.
see them incorporate the whole like, hey, Champions League is now a table. It's now a table of like, oh my gosh.
Well, I'm just waiting. I'm just
Uh,
waiting for the online um, World Cup type things to happen. With
oh my gosh.
I think that would be something to watch. I think people would watch that. I really do.
You guys might actually hear it first, but there's this one PC soccer game that I used to play. Well, I have absolutely no idea about soccer. I'll be the guy that would be like going all the way from the side of the road, just run all the way up and don't even shoot. Just keep on going all the way into the end.
Hmm.
And then letting the opponent just tackle me and just take the ball. And it literally just runs back after that player to try to tackle it, but it's just back and forth for like 0-0 0-0 game matches.
Just back and forth, nothing, nothing. Yeah,
It was it was like this kind of like Windows soccer game, which I don't even remember what it's supposed to be called. But
we
yeah,
we.
sorry if I'm getting out of
Oh
tangent
no,
though.
no, don't worry about it. A friend of mine had a Intellivision back in the day, old Intellivision,
Mm.
and we had two games in television football, in American football, and we
Mhm.
also had in television baseball that we played. And
Oh.
neither of us could score at either game because we knew it too much. We knew exactly what to do. I mean, the baseball game would be 1-0 or 2-1 at the end of it. But the
It's like,
football,
what do you want to rather play?
yeah,
A Wii Sports game or an EA Sports game?
yeah. Well, I mean, it depends. It
Uh,
depends on what you're looking for. I mean, with the EA, you probably can do like general manager mode and train players and trade them and all that stuff. And
oh, absolutely.
with the E, you actually have to work. The
Uh,
Wii, uh, and
don't
the
remind me where there's a soccer mobile game right now.
oh oh boy, that and the last thing I played on the Wii was a pinball machine.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that. Williams put out the pinball machine thing. I would play that all the time. Now my thumbs hurt. I can't do it so much.
uh,
Like, oh no, that's the whole point of the pinball. But
I mean, there's a reason why I'm the wanderer of the video game. Before that, even wanderer of the internet. Yeah, you see like a guy saying "Wii" before the Wii U gets released.
that's
What
right.
the heck? Uh,
So, did you play a lot of those Flash games that were out back then?
Flash games meaning
Well, the quick games that you would pick up on a site that were, in a small window.
actually no, not really.
Mm, and
When you
we,
come to think about it, I'm the kind of generation that would prefer a PC game
mm,
or that one time where I actually got like a Game Boy Color of all things.
oh,
There's multiple games that always dies out after a couple of months, and I got to play one entire session of like let's say Pokemon Crystal
mhm.
until the battery dies, and then I lose the entire save file on it.
No,
I
no.
came from the background of like, hey, this game, what's better? A cartridge that has single game in it, or a cartridge that has 108 games in it? Obviously.
Yes. Well, as long as it wasn't like
Uh,
the ones where it's 108 different games of Super
oh, I
Mario
played
Brothers.
like three, four versions of Pokemon Crystal. Absolutely.
Pokemon Crystal Blue, Pokemon Crystal Clear.
There was a generation of like, hey, well, the kind of weird stuff that came out, like the old like Game Boy Color
Hmm.
knockoff that turns the entire. What was it exactly? But there are two versions. There are two things.
Like the
One
game.
is a not Pokemon game converted to a Pokemon game when Ruby and Sapphire was released,
Yeah, yeah.
and then there is also a game where it's like I'm not too sure if it's a Pikachu or a Sonic, but I always keeps on getting hit by enemies without uh, being unable to kill the enemies by just jumping onto them. And it's
Yes.
like this weird like game where it's like I can't even go past two levels of it before getting killed
Yeah,
in a
well,
way.
those type of games that they didn't bootleg them to for long-term play appeal. They-
It'll be like, hey, they nowadays you have got like what Moe Mons
yeah.
knockoffs of
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon games. Is like, what the heck are you
Oh,
guys even doing?
yes, some of that stuff is great.
Uh,
Have you seen the one where they have too many types Pokemon?
Too many types Pokemon. What is that?
Yeah. Oh, boy, you might like that. I've seen this where they added like 100 different types of Pokemon, and you get each one has like four different types. Things like pretty Pokemon and really just strange setups, and the chart of what will work against other things is just massive. Um,
Oh
people
yeah.
people go
Hey,
crazy with that
that
stuff.
would be kind of annoying, especially since you only have like what six party members.
Yes, yeah, I know. People have been
I
going.
remember there was like literally right before like the whole hey, let's make a mod of Pokemon online. that lets you visit all the different regions. I
Yeah.
remember a time where I'll be dreaming of like, I still remember it to this day. I'll be dreaming of like me and my brother playing a Pokemon Generation 1 and being able to move around in the screen without like uh I guess technically kind of like what the latest generation was doing with like the whole Union Circle thing.
Yeah.
But it'd be more like you'll be able to go around like like say Kanto
Mm.
with your siblings or with your friends
Wow. Okay.
and be able to be like play Pokemon as it is. And you can also challenge. I'm not too sure if I remember that correctly, but you can also challenge each other not just with the cable
Mm-hmm.
with the Game Boy, but you can challenge each other with like the on the overworld at any
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah, that would be.
It kind of is interesting, and I kind of wish that Game Freak would be the one to do that, but hey, that would take like
Yeah, they did.
they'll lose its charm really quickly.
Yeah. I imagine that somebody will figure out a way to take all of the Pokemon game universes and put them into one map.
Oh, they did.
But they did?
You know who made it?
Who?
A mobile game company, and they
Oh,
scammed the people,
that
scammed the
figures.
heck out of people.
That figures. uh,
I mean, there is somewhere an internet mod, an internet browser mod somewhere over the last like couple of decades where people would do that to like
mm,
the later generation games. But
oh yeah.
dang,
That's a lot of work to try to get to put together and have it do right. But so with you and your
mm.
and the folks who are tuning in for you, your followers. Um,
Oh, I'm not too sure if anyone's actually watching.
well, I mean,
I,
really, have you gotten a really nice rapport with your chat when they're there?
you know what? My chat doesn't exist. I'm still working my way around that, to be
Mm,
honest. But I must say, like when you come and think about it, I'm really just like someone who really like to just stream as a hobby. Not too much of like, hey, I want to make myself known and go to a corporation to
hmm
be a talent or anything. I mean,
Right.
not to say that it's a bad idea, but I've gotten down to points of where like every now and then I'll at least get like someone says hi and then they just so I'm still working around like things myself. It's still too simple for at least well known a decent even streamer to be.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I
at the
wouldn't
very
go that
least I
far.
still get people of like uh close friends who actually just have a look at my stream and then just check it out.
Yeah, but
It's still like a slow grind of the after like these couple of years of like streaming.
yeah,
But
but it sounds like you're
am
enjoying
I?
yourself with it though.
That's the fun of it, right?
Yeah. Wow.
If you might as well have fun with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
explore what you can actually do.
Right.
Potentially, I mean, if you get a pretty good fan base, then that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
But well, that was a weird
Yeah.
that was a weird artifact in the audio. Maybe you want to cut that one out.
Yep, don't worry about that. Don't look behind the curtain, folks. Everything's fine.
Are you using a speaker?
Oh, I'm not. No. Good gravy. I'd learned that in radio. You you don't
Oh yeah,
don't ever go
absolutely.
out on a remote and stand in front of a speaker when you're doing a broadcast.
Why is a streamer or content creator that isn't without a headphone?
Oh well, yeah, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
you better have a some sort of at least earbuds or something that you're using with it, because otherwise you're just up the creek, and
Yeah.
audio is never going to work right. It's hard enough now
But
with
yeah,
headsets to do it.
true.
Yeah, but so what? So what?
Back on the topic at hand, it really is just just treating it as a hobby,
Uh huh.
something that you can just have fun
Yeah.
and just play around. Because I just kind of want to just go back to these like I said, I'm more about seeking the stories of games. So
Right.
I want to at least be able to go back and actually experience these games. There are a lot of these like no commentary like
Just play along. Yeah,
gameplays that they actually have put up, but really, one of the points when you can actually find those, but you don't actually experience it yourself.
right.
As well, there's maybe potentially stream or record about it and
Hmm.
share it to the internet.
Yeah,
That's all the fun about it, to be honest.
yeah, yeah. And
I
getting
mean, if there's an audience, then that'll be a pretty good bonus.
yeah,
Is
yeah. But you're having fun with it right now, and that's the biggest part of it. I mean, it's not getting to be a grind for you or anything. It's something when you're still looking forward to turning on the microphone.
I mean, there is a reason why I've been streaming Hoyoverse games through all the incentives they actually put out. Hey, you can stream like these number of days, and then you can just I think there's one that's happening right now, but you literally can like stream couple as many hours as you want, as many days as you want, and they will just reward you for in-game stuff. And like,
Yep.
hey, man, that's not a bad deal. And wait, man, I am fond of these games,
Yeah.
so why not?
Hey, you sound like an old radio
Obviously,
guy.
I'm not going to play other games though. Just do that.
You sound like an old radio guy now. Hey, free stuff. That's how we got paid in radio.
The
Free
free stuff
stuff.
is literally just hey, free stuff in the game. Hey, once the game is gone, that's it.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Hey, it's absolute pleasure talking with you, and we're gonna have all
Yeah,
your links up in the description for this interview up on the YouTube
yeah.
channel. Have you got any big events coming up, or have anything planned?
Mm, big events, not too much in terms of streaming
Mm-hmm.
side. I do have other like offline stuff that I do want to actually share around that I have been wanting to share.
Mm.
My kind of is like, hey, let me open up the vault and see what I can actually put together kind of deal.
Oh, cool. So we'll be looking forward to that. Check out all the links.
It will at least be. I can actually talk about it here, but I'm going to actually talk about it at some point. But there is a literal montage where I just put together a couple of couple of what do you call it? Without spoiling it too much, I just kind of have another hobby that I kind of want to share, and I haven't been able to share for like a couple of years already. So let's hoping I actually put it out to the world on the internet. So
Well, folks, we're going to have the links that we've got for Delphin there, and check out what Delphin's got going on. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and I hope that it continues for you, and I hope we can get you back on soon.
yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.